Hello friends, welcome to today's topic. We are going to discuss siblings, friends and courage. Let's start by understanding the third house and what it represents. The third house in astrology mainly deals with sibling, friends, courage, efforts and short distance travel within the country. Starting with siblings. Siblings play a major role in our lives and have a deep emotional impact on us, especially when the age gap is small. In astrology, Jupiter is significator of the elder brother. Mars signifies the younger brother. Mercury represents sisters. The natural significator of third house is Mars. If Mars is well placed in a chart, it indicates good relationship with siblings, strong friendships and plenty of courage and confidence. However, if Mars is positioned in the third house itself, it can cause problems. In some cases, it may harm relationship with a younger brother, and in extreme situations, it may even lead to complications such as miscarriage of male children, particularly in boys' horoscope. If Mars is debilitated, it can create misunderstanding or conflict with siblings. It can also lead to difficulties in forming close friendships. Debilitated Mars cause insecurities, trust issues, and challenges in showing vulnerability, making it harder for a person to bond deeply. It's important to also consider the third house load and the overall condition of the third house to get a complete picture. So while Mars plays a key role, always look at the entire chart for a proper understanding. Now let's move on to the next point. Let's first start with courage. In spirituality, one of the most important qualities is the ability to surrender and take a leap into the unknown. This quality is connected to the third house and the condition of Mars in a chart. Now, it's important to understand that courage is not always smart. Sometimes courage can work negatively and lead to unwanted results. We can divide courage into three categories. Overconfident. Overconfident people take big risks without thinking much, believing everything would be fine. This can sometimes lead to success, especially in spirituality, where taking a leap of faith is essential. In the intense final stage of spiritual growth, this courage helps overcome fear and reach transformation. However, in practical life, overconfidence can be risky. While they are great risk takers and executors, they often overlook potential failures. When failure comes, it can hit them hard. Pros: great at taking risk and executing plans. Cons: unnecessary risk and unprepared for failures. Second category is insecure. Insecure individuals are filled with anxiety and fear of failure. They constantly think of everything they could go wrong, which holds them back from taking actions. However, they are always better prepared for challenges. Pros: well prepared and alert. Cons: struggle with execution and miss many opportunities. Third category, balanced. The balanced type is neither overconfident nor insecure. They take calculated risk and are well prepared and execute plan effectively. This type usually brings the best results in life. In the balanced category, I will divide it into two types. First type is confident and alert. These individuals naturally enjoy taking risk and comfortable doing so. However, their risk taking is not reckless. They start alert and maintain control over every part of the execution, closely monitoring the direction things take. Second, insecure but confident. These individuals are inherently insecure but still possess the capacity to take risk. While they prefer to avoid risk, they can take them when necessary. Now let's look at the example of horoscopes to understand these divisions better. Rules for confidence. To understand confidence in a horoscope, we generally examine the following factors. The first, the third house. Second, the condition of Mars. Third, Mars in the first, 6th, 10th or 11th house. Fourth, malefic planets in the third house, which increases courage. Fifth, the Sun in the first, 6th or 10th houses. Sixth, a combination of Mars and the Moon. Additionally, if the ascendant is Aries, Leo, Scorpio or Sagittarius, it indicates a person who is already courageous. What makes a person alert? The Moon in the sign of Scorpio, the Moon with Rahu, the Moon in the 4th house, the moon with the sun or within 2 houses of the sun. Fifth, a Cancer ascendant is always alert. Sixth, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn are generally considered alert sign. What makes a person insecure? First, a Cancer ascendant. Second, the moon with Rahu, Ketu or Saturn. Third, the moon in Kevandram Yoga, no planets in 2nd or 12th house from the moon. Fourth, the moon in the 6th, 8th or 12th houses. Fifth, debilitated planets such as Mars, Venus, the ascendant lord, 3rd house lord or the 5th house lord. Key insights. Distrust of the feeling that something might go wrong often creates alertness. For example, debilitated Venus can also make a person very alert due to the inherent lack of trust. When analyzing a horoscope for these traits, always pay attention to the interplay of the moon, Mars and other planets that influences confidence, alertness or insecurity. Let's now explore horoscopes examples to understand these divisions better. Let's look at this chart and you will see that Mars is in a very strong position. The lord of the 3rd house is also exalted and Ketu in the 1st house, which makes people impulsive for taking risk. So you can see that this person has a strong capacity for courage. Now let's analyze the alertness in the chart. Moon in the 8th house makes people moody and insecure, but it doesn't necessarily make them alert. Also, with Jupiter and Venus aspecting, this person becomes more trusting and optimistic. So when you combine courage plus trust in people plus optimism, it equals to overconfidence. And this overconfidence is taken in the context of business logic and worldly success. Now let's go to the second category where a person is insecure. Let's start with confidence rules. To understand confidence, we generally look at the following: the 3rd house condition, Mars condition. If Mars is in the 1st, 6th, 10th or 11th house, malefic planet in 3rd house as they increase courage, Sun in the 1st, 6th or 10th house, Mars with Moon. If the ascendant is Aries, Leo, Scorpio or Sagittarius, the person is naturally courageous. First rule, 3rd house condition. The lord of the 3rd house is in 8th house, which indicates weakness. However, due to some transfers, this condition has slightly improved. Second point, Mars condition. Mars is debilitated, which indicates a lack of confidence. Third point, Mars placement in 1st, 6th, 10th or 11th house. Here, Mars is in the 2nd house. Malefic planet in the 3rd house. Saturn is presented in the 3rd house, which gives courage. Sun in the 1st, 6th, 10th house. Here, Sun is in 8th house. Mars with Moon. This combination is not present in this chart. Ascendant condition. If the ascendant is Aries, Leo, Scorpio or Sagittarius, the person is naturally courageous. However, in this case, the ascendant is Gemini. Overall, we can say that confidence in this chart is low due to the weak condition of the 3rd house lord and the very weak condition of Mars. Now, let's analyze what makes a person alert. Moon in the sign of Scorpio, Moon with Rahu, Moon in the 4th house, Moon with Sun or within 2 houses of the Sun. Ascendant in Cancer is always alert. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorns are generally alert signs. Now let's analyze these points in the chart. Moon in Scorpio is not applicable here. Moon is not with Rahu. Moon is not with Rahu in the 3rd point either. Moon is not with Rahu. Moon is with Sun or within 2 houses of Sun. This is applicable and it is a strong point. Ascendant is not Cancer. Person is not Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn. Additionally, Moon in the 6th, 8th or 12th house give fear. If there is a fear in the chart with combination indicating alertness, the person become more alert. Important note, if there is no sign or combination for alertness, it will just show insecurity, not alertness. Insecurity in this chart. Let's now analyze the combination that make people insecure. Cancer ascendant, Moon with Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, Moon in Kevandram Yoga, Moon in the 6th, 8th or 12th house, debilitated Mars, Venus, ascendant lord, 3rd house lord or 5th house lord. Out of these 5 rules in this chart, Moon in the 8th house and debilitated Mars are applicable, which indicates deep fear. Since there is also a combination for alertness and a presence of fear, this person will be very alert. Conclusion. Alertness plus fear, heightened alertness. Only fear equal to insecurity. So this was an example of how we can analyze the different aspect of courage. In this case, the person is insecure, doesn't have courage, but still has alertness due to the fear in their chart. But it still has alertness. Let's see the balance chart for both variation. This is the chart of confident and alert. Mars in the first house give great confidence. Sun in the 10th house also provide courage and strength. Now if we look at the alertness combination, Sun with Rahu, it gives insecurity. Moon in the sign of Scorpio gives deep insecurity. Also the ascendant is Leo, which is naturally courageous. So in total, this person falls into the confident and alert category. By the way, this is the chart of Donald Trump. Now let's move to our second category, insecure but confident. Looking at the rules for confidence, the third house is strong with one malefic planet. Mars is strong as well. Now checking the alertness rule, his sign is Cancer, and Cancer is always alert and always insecure. Cancer also plays for security as a golden rule. So in general, the biggest problem for Cancer would be insecurity. So this person is always looking for security, staying alert, never trusting anyone, but also has the capacity to take risk according to the rules for confidence. Now let's talk about friends. It's important to note that childhood and deep friendship are seen from the third house, while social friendship are seen from the 11th house. I think it's best to analyze the overall energy of the third house to understand the type of friendship. Here is how the third house energy works. If Mars dominate and is not debilitated, it represents a deep friendship, like two samurai who would die for each other. If Sun is involved but not debilitated, it represents a friendship like two kings who support each other, or where one friend sees the other as a king. If Moon is involved, it represents emotional friends who care but may not be very loyal, as it has a more feminine quality. Mercury represents friendships based on a common goal. Jupiter brings friendship where both grow together. Venus signifies friendship based on fun and increasing social reputation. Saturn creates long-lasting friendship with deep meaning. Rahu gives friendship with people who are different, lower in status or foreigners. These friendships may turn into enmity but can be very dedicated. Ketu leads to sudden breakups in friendship. These friendships are understanding but may not involve much communication. How to understand if your friend is loyal? If Jupiter is aspecting or has a relationship with the Moon, loyalty is strong. If the Lord of the third house is exalted or in a good position, if the Lord of the third house is with the Mars, Sun or Saturn, Mars is in good position as it gives the capacity for a do or die kind of friendship and deep loyalty. Now let's understand siblings. First category, strong relationships with siblings. The Lord of the third house should be strong, placed in its own house or in the 4th, 9th or 11th house. This indicates benefits from siblings and they will be like an arm to you. An exalted planet in the third house is also likely to help you get benefits from siblings. If the ascended Lord is placed in the third house, it shows you will be protective towards your sibling or inclined to give them support as the ascendant represent you. Benefic planets like Jupiter, Venus, Mercury and the Moon in the third house and not in a weak position or with malefic planet like Rahu, Ketu or Saturn will make relationship with siblings positive. They will always play a supportive role in your life. Note, check the position of the third house for more accuracy. Weak relationship with the siblings. If the third house has malefic planet like Saturn, Rahu, Ketu or Mars, especially if weak or not in their own sign or exalted, this can create issues in the relationship with sibling. If the third lord is in 6th, 8th or 12th house, it can also indicate serious relationship issue with siblings. Example, in this case, even though Venus is in the third house and is aspected by Jupiter, the third house lord, Saturn is placed in the 12th house with Mars and Rahu, both malefic planets. This indicates relationship issue with siblings. Thank you for being here, for your time and for your attention. See you in the next class.